First Dibs question of the day, sponsored by Tire Depot. It's supposed to snow this weekend. You got some tread on your sled? And if you don't, you got to get it because you don't want to be driving around in the snow. Very dangerous. So go to Tony at Tire Depot. They're going to hook you up with some of the best tires, whether it's Cooper, Michelin, BF Goodrich, Hankook. All of their stuff is primo. And if they can't get it, they're going to get it within a half hour from one of their warehouses. So go see Tony and all of their specialists over there, right off Route 6 by Bedding Barn in Bristol. Does a quarterback that wins the playoff games deserve the MVP?
So Lamar's playing Josh Allen in the playoff game.
That game.
Does the winner
take the MVP?
Deserve the MVP?
Not necessarily. What if they both play great or they both play crappy?
Kurt always likes to say this when people are talking, they put the graphic of Josh Allen versus Lamar.
But they're playing
They're not playing each other. They're never on the field at the same time.
It's always in baseball, it's pitcher versus pitcher, but you're really not facing the pitcher.
No, that's true.
You're facing their lineup.
Like basketball and hockey is about the only plays. Well, hockey too, like
the goalies aren't facing
I
each
know,
other.
exactly. When you get the goalies against each other, if it was one-on-one, that's a whole different thing. But like in that vein, I do think it's not the end-all, be-all either on this game. Like, first of all, they aren't playing each other one-on-one. And, man,
and it's a regular season award.
That's true. And I've been thinking, too, about just the award in general and not just NFL and of everyone. And I hate to break it to you, but the Caitlin Clark situation, the WNBA, is what got me on this tip of just, like, valuable for who? Is it valuable for the Bills?
Valuable for the league.
Is it valuable for the league? I've been back and forth on this one, though. Like Josh versus Lamar, just this year in particular. I can throw out arguments for each guy. And then you think, well, what happened when they played against each other in the playoffs?
It's a small sample.
I know, but it's like the whole Lamar's season was just excellent. But the moments, Tibbs, that Josh Allen had in bringing his team back. And who has, the better supporting cast? And he's got to weigh that in the scale of MVP. And if we just had a game that they could play, maybe if they both threw balls against each other in an arcade or something, then we would know.
I mean, Josh is way down there as far as rankings. He's like 14. Lamar's 7, 6. I mean, you go MVP. If Jared Goff isn't on Detroit,
I know, that's the thing. If you go individual team.
If Baker Mayfield isn't doing what he's doing on Tampa Bay, so this
Stafford.
I always have this problem. It's the most valuable, most outstanding, statistically the most ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, I kind of, with Nick Castellanos saying that, with Iglesias saying, yeah, that dude's value is unbelievable.
For the Mets?
I think the Dodgers win without Shohei.
I love this conversation.
Because Shohei does, 50-50, because that was the first thing out of Chris Rose was interviewing Nick, by the way. And the first thing out of Chris, but Shohei, 50-50. Yeah, the year that Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs, did you know that he didn't win the MVP?
No, Sammy, right?
It was Sammy.
Yeah.
Because Sammy got the wild card with your Cubbies.
He played
and St. Louis didn't go to the postseason. So, but wait a second. Yeah, I mean, but still, that dude hit 70 home runs. He broke the record. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That guy got his team.
And they did play against each other, and Sammy was in the outfield. Now, I know a lot of balls didn't go right, but if they did, he could have had the chance to rob
You're
him.
arguing that point. You're arguing that point. So
I know,
we can say the same thing. Listen, Joe Burrow threw for nearly 5,000 yards.
I've been
Had he
arguing
thrown
in
another
the
100
mirror.
yards, he would have had 5,000. Should Joe Burrow be the MVP? No. So is it the best player? Because I think Saquon's the MVP. You can't tell. Listen, and I'm a Cowboy fan, but that dude, they disrespected him on the Giants. He goes there and he rushes for 2,000 yards. And look at the Eagles if they didn't have him.
Lamar and Josh could never tackle Saquon, but Saquon
could tackle either one of those dudes.
Both of them.
I think crushed them.
It's great question. This one, like, of all years, I've been arguing with myself all year long.
We get them in the weight room.
Just a whole,
who could squat, who could bench.
Like an obstacle course of quarterback
right now,
action.
Saquon's going to win. And I think Jalen Hurts is second.
Running back, yeah. Wow.
For quarterbacks, I think Saquon's probably, or not Saquon, I think Hurts is the strongest dude.
if we go for the league, like this is the most valuable player in the National Football League.
And we haven't even brought up Mahomes.
It's pretty valuable to
they?
the league.
What are they, 15-2?
Yeah, and they've won 2 Super Bowls.
Back-to-backs?
No one talks about it.
And he's going to get ripped off. He's not going to win the MVP.
But then you brought up the word value in Jose Iglesias. Jose Iglesias wasn't paid nearly as close to anyone in the league.
He didn't get $700 million. He probably got $2 million.
All right, let's say he got $2 million. The value of that $2 million, that $2 million
way better than what you spent on Shohei.
Right. I mean, if we're talking value here, Baker Mayfield.
And people bitched and moaned about his contract. No way he's worth $100 million. That's terrible.
Remember this.
The dude's a winner. His team loves him. They rally
valuable.
behind that guy. You have to have players like that. I could go back to like the Vikings and Fran Tarkenton. And Fran Tarkenton was half the size of any quarterback in the NFL. Yet his value to the Vikings during his tenure there, immeasurable.
Just realized who got screwed last year. Brock Purdy. Extreme value there. Extreme value.
Going to be a Netflix documentary on Brock Purdy.
Is that? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Coming. I'm excited. I want to watch it because that guy deserves some. Last player picked in the draft.
I think it's
what's
too
his
soon.
value?
Too soon. Stories.
I wouldn't pay. I hear these jabronis. I wouldn't pay him $100 million.
His full story has yet to be written. You need to maybe.
His 15 minutes are up.
Wow. See, listen to that.
Dang, Kurt and I are at odds over this Brock Purdy fella.
Yeah.